All right, let's look at builds. Germany puts down Army Munich, Fleet Kiel, a couple armies in France, Fleet Eddy, Austria able to get that army down in Budapest, although it's going to be tough going, seeing as both myself and Turkey have picked up 2 builds, Fleet Naples as well. So let's head into the spring. And at this point, from a strategy perspective, there's a lot of options here. Even though England has been able to get that build and put a 3rd fleet down, the sea line can continue, although it's not necessary. I'm happy if it does, but it's more about finding someone to work with in the north for the time being. Meanwhile, I have a good partnership with Turkey, at least in 01. And we can probably make some gains here against a weakened Austria, depending on how Italy wants to play it. Now, Italy has gone for the convoy into Tunis, and so he also has a few options, although that army could be served potentially better if he wanted to make a big move in Austria. But he didn't know that the NMR was going to happen in spring, to be fair. And Turkey actually puts down a 3rd army in addition to the fleet in Smyrna, which will give him flexibility, kind of a sturdiness, but also some flexibility should he want to, turn against me at one point, but even work with me, as you'll see. So let's jump into spring 02. I have a few things going on here. So let's start in the west, actually, and we actually see Germany moving against France here, getting expelled from Belgium, and also moving into Piedmont. So he can, of course, retreat into English Channel, and he'll still have 3 pieces adjacent to Belgium. But it's not as clear that France and Germany, will want to work together with me versus France. So I'm seeing that. I'm wondering if my foray into England, if the timing it could be right for that. But as you see, I've made my move. I've made my move into Finland as well as St. Petersburg, and supported Denmark into Skagerrak. It turns out I actually could have taken Norway there had I known England's moves in advance. So something to note. I do go ahead and move into Galicia. Actually, counter to something that I said there. Looks like Austria just is trying to defend himself and hold things steady. But the way the southeast worked here is actually according to plan. We thought, Turkey and I thought it might be better to remove our fleets so that we don't have them in each other's way. Plus, then he can build fleets and I can build armies, generally speaking, and make our sweeping move across the board. So we actually do successfully remove my remaining fleet here. It does come at the cost of Greece in this case, but it's possible that he'll be able to get that back. We shall see. And Italy, meanwhile, actually moves into the Adriatic, so he's really queuing up here and going to work with us to dismantle Austria if possible. So let's see how that plays in the fall. And so yeah, in the fall, actually, Turkey and I think had worked out that I was actually going to keep Romania, and he was going to go ahead and slide into Serbia. So while he loses Greece, he picks up Serbia, and Italy comes into Albania and Trieste, and I think Germany here is trying to help Austria stay in the game. Generally speaking, that's good for him. But it's just not going to be enough. That that NMR in Spring 01 is really tough from Austria's perspective. Maybe more than any other country. If you're not moving in 01, it's going to be tough. And I do manage to make my way into Norway, and England, probably expecting something bad, goes ahead and defends the North Sea in any case. But France is able to get into Belgium, while England actually attempted like a quite sneaky convoy there into Holland, but Germany was keeping an eye on that and defended. Thus the bounce in Holland, but therefore has no retreat possibility. He therefore has no retreat possibility from Belgium, because Ruhr and Munich bouncing back from Piedmont, actually making a nice move there into Tyrolia. I think Piedmont to Tyrolia in fall 1902. Even in fall 1901, it's just a really good place to be with France. It's similar to a move like, I don't know, Munich to Silesia from Germany. Suddenly you have leverage in that other theater where you normally wouldn't, and that's really powerful. I mean, one of the reasons Italy is so powerful if played like this is because Italy has such influence in both theaters and can use that accordingly. So that's the end of 02. Looks like the Juggernaut is moving right along, although it is thanks in part to the NMR from Austria. Although Italy is not deciding, he's going to go ahead and pick up what he can from that scrap as well. And France and Germany seem to be fighting, but we're able to make some progress anyway. Myself and Germany at this point are starting to have a good relationship. I appreciated that he let me in Sweden, so I was able to get him into Skagerrak, which put us in a great position to achieve this result, where I go ahead and take Norway this fall. So let's take a quick look at the builds before we move into 03. So here Turkey actually doesn't opt for a fleet. I like this. It's quite a bit more flexible, especially if he's going to be working with me. He can move into the Mediterranean and make some progress there. Italy puts on another army. I think that's sound. Tends to keep his gains in Austria. France does put down a southern fleet here, so I'm personally excited about that as Russia. Although maybe this is an EF, and given the convoy into Holland, I think it certainly could be. However, that fleet is still there in the English Channel, so it's not as though England has many options. I mean, at this point, I could work with England versus Germany. I just have a lot of pieces in the north, and not too many issues in the south, so I could divert some resources. So let's see what happens in 1903. I'll see you in the next video.